Hi. Hello, everybody. Good morning. This is Fiona. So I wanted to just read a little something this morning. It's been a second since I've read the Little Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. And it felt really timely. I just moved into a new home and I'm acclimating to the new sensations, smells, sounds, all the things. The cow in the distance, the goats outside, this kitty is a very different kitty. She's the same kitty, but she's, after Emma died, Fiona has just really come into this cat of the house energy. She's very confident, very frisky, very romantic. She's Fiona. Anyway, I wanted to read this because the one thing that I also have been thinking about that it speaks to is speaks to a couple different things, but what's been going on for me is when going through a seemingly difficult time, which is inevitable in this human experience, how we go through it. I've mentioned this before. It's how well we walk through the fire. So what matters most is how am I in moments that are difficult? How am I in all my moments? Am I coming to the table with best right action, best right thoughts, best right moves? And a lot of what I was able to do, in part because of the tools I've learned, and I also credit that to even the classes I teach. The more I teach, the more I learn. The more I teach exercises, the more I do them for myself. And so what ended up happening is as I was moving through this difficult experience, which was my house got damaged from the storms that came through, the rains that came through, my sidewall, my bed, the loft, ceiling, and I had to make a decision. Should I stay or should I go? And the opportunity and the choice arose that I should go. So I am in a new home right now. What it also meant that as I was moving through that time, I had the opportunity to watch my emotions rise and fall within me and not to get reactive in moments where maybe in the past I would have. So I got to see myself going through this emotional time, seemingly difficult time, with relative ease. It wasn't always easy, but it was relative ease. And that was a profound experience for me. And one that I want to continue to nurture. Yeah. I was teaching a class yesterday for an association, for a group in California, people that work very hard, first responders, this sort of thing. And talking about one of the things that I say, and I've said here before too, is this mantra I have, which goes, I have nothing to do, nowhere to go, nobody to be, nothing to do, nowhere to go, nobody to be. And we took ourselves through exercises, many of which were reflexology methods and techniques, but also mindset. How do I get myself to a place where I am very still, even if it's for 5 seconds? How do I put my body, my brain, my heart, and align it? How can all things, parts of me, align and settle? Even if it's just for 5-10 seconds. And we did some exercises, and I know in part the reason why this was more easeful than it had been in the past is because I was using those exercises. And in so doing, I could watch my emotions rise and fall. Rise and fall. Okay, I'm going to read This is week 8. The chapter is called While Running. And the quote that starts it off is by Georgia O'Keeffe. I opened this up to this page the other day. The quote reads, "To see takes time. To see takes time. And may I take time to see." All right. He writes, "While running in May, I saw a neatly trimmed hedge, and sprouting briskly through its symmetry were scraggly blue flowers wildly obeying no form. It made me smile, for I have spent many years resisting being pruned and shaped. I loved how the wild blue just hung there above the hedge. While running in June, I saw an older man pruning that hedge. He was so involved, clipping gingerly, then backing up, sweating through his eyes as if the world depended on his diligence. I was touched by his care. He nodded briefly, and without a word, it was clear that it wasn't the hedge, but that he needed something to care for. I realized this is how I've lived since surviving cancer. While running in August, I came upon a slim fountain gushing from an unseeable center, as high as it could, reaching without arms until it ran out of reach. And at its closest to the sky, it began to fall back on itself. Always what was rising up, replacing what was falling away. Sweating and heaving, I realized this is what it means to be free." Thank you for listening. Have a peace-filled day. Bye.